I wear that Bearcat gear proudly, and I represent what the club represents when I stand in that uniform. The program, again, it taught me so much about myself, but it's based in humility, respect, love, just that go get it. Anything can happen through hard work and controlling the things you can control, like your attitude, dedication to the process. They have a saying down south, birds of a feather flock together. I know you've heard it.
Yes.
The energy that we have as a club, it radiates and it attracts like-minded individuals, the families that we have that's a part of the programs, the support systems.
Who loves basketball? Coach Corsi here, California, Philippines, Bearcats. Let's go, Bearcats! Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Bearcats Nation and this channel. Real excited to have you with us. I'm Coach Corsi, and I'm really excited to have tonight an interview with another great coach of the Bearcats Nation, Coach Joe Wright. Thank you very much for joining us. Very much.
Thank you, Coach, for having me. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, really excited to get to know you better and see what makes you tick. And
thank you.
As a coach and as a person. So hey, the first thing I want to ask, and I ask every coach this, is, tell me about growing up. Where'd you grow up? Tell me about your experience playing basketball and sports and all that. And every man has his story, and we'd love to hear yours.
Okay, well, again, my name is Joel Wright. I was born Albany, Georgia, Southern guy. I picked up basketball through my dad. I actually wanted to be a football player, tall, skinny guy, didn't weigh very much. So my mom was totally against it. But then me and my dad, we bonded through basketball, and he was a really good basketball player. And, just the game, I love the competitiveness in it. And everybody around me, all of my friends, we all started to play. So it was a game we played every day, and it was also a good bonding time with my dad because, when he was also a Marine. So when he wasn't, off, serving the country, he was at home, and that was how we spent time together, working on cars and, playing basketball.
And then tell me, did you play in high school or did you play in college?
I wanted to play in high school. Okay. I originally started out, I tried out for the team, and I didn't make it my first attempt. But I was also having academic problems. So once I got my academics together, I just kind of focused on those, and the game just became something, again, how I bonded with my dad, how me and my friends bonded. I mean, we played basketball every single day. Wow. Then I joined the Marine Corps.
Tell us about that, because that's so I think that really shaped your life and who you are today. So tell us about joining the Marine Corps, how long you were in, and of course, I know it's I hate to say what I'm going to say right now because I think it's so cliche, but thank you for your service. Thank you so much for serving our country.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. And again, it was something of value, that was instilled in me from a young age. Like I said, my dad was a Marine, so I joined the Marine Corps, and it really did. As a young man, sometimes, at the time I didn't have a lot of direction. I was just coming out of high school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. College didn't seem to fit me. So I joined the Marine Corps, and, in doing so, it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me self-confidence, how to basically handle problems, but doing so in a manner that, you don't panic. It's like, they're teaching you how to be a combat Marine. So, but then also under that, they're teaching you how to handle all issues under pressure, but it also taught me humility, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, there are situations where they're just like, I don't want to hear your excuses. It just became what it is what it was. You couldn't add an excuse to it. You couldn't try to sugarcoat it. If there was a situation, you were forced to deal with it head on. And I believe that taught me a lot about, again, how to handle life's issues. But then it taught me a lot about who I was as a person. So I really enjoyed the Marine Corps. And I mean, I wouldn't have traded any of it for anything in the world, to tell you the truth. Again, it taught me the will to compete, you know, structure, direction, self-confidence, but definitely humility, learning to be humble inside of a situation. So.
And it taught you respect too. Like the thing I had to really get used to when I first met you, kept telling me, yes, sir, yes, sir. You even do it today. Like, but I think it really taught you a lot about how to respect other people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, because
again, yes, sir, yes, sir.
You know, and again, yeah, you're right.
It's inside
It's just embedded. Yeah. Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you know, I think, you know, once we learn how to respect the people that are in our circle, the people around us, you know, that energy, it radiates from you, you know. So, you know, and then my Southern upbringing, you know, my mom, it was always, yes, ma'am, you know, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And again, you were taught to be grateful for the things that you had. You didn't have a lot, but the things you had, you were more than grateful for them. So,
yeah, that's what I love about you is you're just you're so respectful, and you treat other coaches, treat me and Brenda and stuff with the utmost respect, and never wavers. It never wavers. It's really cool to see that in somebody. Sir, so thank you.
Well, again, that was you when I became a part of the program. That was the energy you gave to me too, you know. So it's just reciprocated energy, reciprocated respect. Believe me, the first moment I met you and saw what you had built, I was totally in admiration, you know, and still am today, you know. I mean, and you taught me so much about just the program, but the program taught me so much about myself, and it showed me a different way. Again, me being from a Southern upbringing and then the military, you know, everything has always been like cut and dry, you know. There are no excuses. There are no reasons that you can't. It's your will is what forces you to move forward. But I've always done it in a kind of gung-ho aggressive manner, you know. And the one thing I know that the program taught me, you taught me, is because you're also a dynamic individual. So you showed me that I could be dynamic, but inside of a space where I didn't intimidate the people around me. You know, I could use the power inside of me and my voice and my demeanor in a mild manner, but in such a way you're still commanding the respect, but you do it with a feather over a stick, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, so, and again, that was something that, you know, you shaped me with that. The program shaped me with that, you know, not being such a no-nonsense individual, but understanding that there needs to be leeway, but then also inside myself, just dialing it back a notch so that I'm approachable, you know, and the energy, I can still have that energy, but it's a warming, biting energy, you know. So again, and I learned all of that from you and the program.
That's great. Hey, so now, how long have you been with the Bearcats? Tell me about, like, how long you've been with us, and again, how did you find us? How did we find you? Like, how did that all come together?
So I have a former coach there. He's no longer with the program. Coach Brown, Tracy Brown.
Oh yeah.
He actually had been a part of the program for a couple of years, and he had. I mean, every time I talked with him, his face would glow, and he just, oh man, you got to try to become a part of the program. But you guys weren't accepting new coaches. So the first moment that you guys were accepting new coaches, Tracy came to me. It's like, hey, I can get you an interview with Dave. Okay. So, and he told me, this is a real interview. Okay. You don't go into it thinking, okay, this is just some basketball stuff. He's going to have some questions for you, and you better have some, the right answers. So he set up the interview. And I mean, the interview, I believe, we met at your office out of Starbucks, right?
Yeah, Starbucks, right.
Yeah, Starbucks is your office. So we met over there, and I brought my girls with me.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Yes, sir. And we had a great conversation. I know you saw me with my earrings, and I had on my watch, and I was all dressed. And
I think you had on a big medallion too, like a big necklace, right?
Yeah. Well, no, sir. I don't wear the necklaces.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
I just had the glasses, and I had on a nice big watch. I mean, I was definitely dressed. So. But
I remember that actually.
You have a good story about that. I know the first year I was with the program, that was how you led off at our coaches gathering at the end of the year about our interview. And it sticks with me. It sticks with me. Like, man, this guy. And but once I saw his lovely family, and then I got to speak with him, and then he came in. So again, you invited me in.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I've been with the program for almost 6 years in March. Wow. March will be 6 years.
That long already? Wow.
That's crazy. Yes. I know time flies. I came in as an assistant coach to Coach Brown.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did 2 seasons with him, and then right after that, head coach. We went to the championship that first year.
Wow.
And it's just been a growth pattern. From that first moment up until today.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Learned a lot about myself.
We hope you're with us for a really long time. So.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, the program, again, it taught me so much about myself, but it's based in humility, respect, love, just that go get it. Anything can happen through hard work and controlling the things you can control, like your attitude, dedication to the process, those types of things. I mean, that's what the program has taught me as a person. But we're not just teaching basketball. We're teaching. We're shaping young minds of men and women, but we're also teaching them the values of humility, love, respect, commitment, dedication. But also showing them that, through hard work, you set yourself up for great things in life.
Yes.
So and that's the one thing that I love about this program. And I don't ever see myself leaving this program, ever. Just, again, because of the love that's shared around the program. And I'm talking about from you, Mrs. Brenda, all of the coaches, but they have a saying down south, birds of a feather flock together. I know you've heard it.
Yes.
The energy that we have as a club, it radiates and it attracts like-minded individuals, the families that we have that's a part of the programs, even the players. That nectar runs down the hill and it touches everybody that's a part of the program. So I myself, I just enjoy being a part of it. I feel warm when I'm out with the kids, and I know, again, that I'm doing it from a place of love and respect. And I mean, that was a message that you always echoed, and I just wanted to make sure, being a part of the club, that I maintain that same standard. When I go out and I do my training and I'm out talking basketball, I wear that Bearcat gear proudly, and I represent what the club represents when I stand in that uniform, on and off the court.
God, that's great. It's great words. And, when this thing was formed, to your point, it was, we all love basketball. So that was the vehicle, but it was really never about just basketball. It was about what you just said. It was much, much greater than that to really shape these young lives. And it's interesting when we get new coaches like you come in for basketball. And I remember I always tell Brenda, other coaches, like, he was a coach. Now he's a Bearcats coach. He's got it. He knows what we're trying to do here and what we're trying to accomplish with these young men, and when we did have young women as well. So yeah. So
and like I said, the energy has always been one of love. I came from basketball again, where the coaches really got after you, and that kind of made you feel small and kind of berated you, you know. And that was one of the things you definitely made a point to say, this is not that club. This is not the energy we put out on these kids. We reinforce with love and respect.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's something,
that's great.
It showed me a new way, you know. It showed me a new way of coaching, but also I learned a life lesson. You know, I learned I don't have to be, you know, the Marine all the time. I don't have to be the Marine at home. I can, you know, communicate with my girls in a softer tone and still get my message across, you know, and again, communicating with more love and less pepper.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
What's your favorite moment being a Bearcat coach? You have one favorite moment?
I do. My most favorite moment was when we won the championship. Yeah, so we won the championship, but we won it with only five players.
Oh, wow.
Only 5 players, and it just showed me what those guys were made of. We played zone the entirety of the game, and I told them to hustle back, rest on defense, rest after you sprinted back and got in your position. And we played a team with 9 players.
Wow.
And we beat that team with only 5 players.
Wow.
So, you know,
awesome.
I felt just, you know, elated that, you know, the guys actually, they fought and they just dug down, and it was gut check. That was my speech. Okay. We ended, and we did it in overtime.
Oh,
so
wow.
We ended regulation, tied up, and I gave them the speech. Okay, now this is a gut check. It's all about who wants it more. And they went out, and I think we beat them by like 8 points in the overtime. And, you know, that was one of my most proudest moments. I still have that placard hanging up on my wall.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. I love that story.
Like I said, and that's how you guys embedded in us to treat these kids. You know what I mean? They're our responsibility, but we are one big family. So believe me, you know, like I said, now, especially when I train them, when I talk to them, I speak to them like I would speak to my own kids, but I want their success as much as I want it for my own children. So, you know, and that's, again, all a part of the program, you know, what you and Miss Brenda have built and solidified over this time. I mean, I feel privileged to be a part of it. And I truly, to goodness, honestly mean that. You know, my family, you guys embrace me, but not just me, my family, my girls, my wife. You made us all a part of the Bearcat Nation. And I'm forever appreciative of that.
Wow. That's really kind words, believe me. And back at you we're honored to have you with us, and
thank you, Coach.
Just honored to have you with us, big time.
Thing of camaraderie and family, and it's a genuine feeling. You know, it's nothing that's forced. Once you have become a part of this program, it's almost like, you know, like when you're a Marine. Once you're a Bearcat, you're forever a Bearcat. Yep. You know, I see those guys, you know, in high school, and I watch them. And I watch them blossom. And when they lock eyes with me and I lock eyes with them, it's like we're back in Bearcat Nation. You know,
awesome.
Even though they've gone, they've moved on. So once you're part of this, it's ingrained in your fiber. It's in your being. You know, you are a Bearcat, and you don't let that go. You know, because it's really, again, it's something that it just shines a positive, warm, loving light. And once you're part of something like that, man, you wanna help it grow. So that's my testament, you know. And I would hope that anybody watching would truly, genuinely come into the Bearcat Nation and just experience it for yourself. Okay, a program that is based on love, humility, dignity, respect. Okay, but also teaching life lessons. It's not just about basketball. It's about making better human beings.
It's good stuff. I really loved it, man. It's just great words of wisdom, and just really, really love listening to you. I really appreciate you doing this, and
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having
me. Definitely feel like, all together with the coaches, like I always tell people, the coaches are our greatest asset. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. And you guys are really phenomenal. And you really, you guys all have caught the vision and the purpose and long-term goal of what it means to be a Bearcat or Bearcats Nation. It's much more than basketball, and I appreciate that. So, Coach, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate
Thank you for having me.
I'm
again,
glad
Coach.
We connected, and it's great words of wisdom. And hey, everybody, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for being a part of this, and please subscribe and like. Go Bearcats!
Go Bearcats!
Go Bearcats! Hey guys, Coach Coursey here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and thanks for being a part of this vision for the future to impact our youth and the next generation. God bless you, and go Bearcats.